Join us every week for coaching and Q&A. You'll learn how to get more listings signed and sold following the simple and fun easy listing method. Plus, find hidden gem tips and get motivated as you surround yourself with like-minded peers in this weekly mastermind. Let's jump in.
Hey, Michael.
What's going on, Robert?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's Mikkel, by the way. And
Oh, yeah, sorry.
it's okay.
Have you ever talked to Bruce?
No. I think he's starting a new coaching program, right? He's building his system, so he's been a little busy.
Ah, jeez. Are you, you ever going to go through training?
Well, I mean, I finished the training. I'm actually
No, you haven't.
that's
You haven't gone through the hands-on.
no, I haven't done that.
Yeah, it's much more valuable, much more, it'll take you to the next level, or at least it is for everybody else. At some point, you should probably try to do that as well. Even Bruce should do it.
Okay.
So anyways, how's biz?
It's going pretty good. I've been practicing my listing presentation. I haven't started yet, but I found a location in my area where I'm going to start. I'm going to bring the sign like you did at the Starbucks and just have some conversations.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do for sure. You'll be surprised. Where are you at again?
Naples, Florida, and I also work in Fort Myers.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Ronald, Frank, how's it going?
Not bad, not bad.
Has the hands-on training been good for both of you?
Yeah.
And be honest, is it too much? Is it good? You like being able to send out stuff before we finish?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, Mikhail, if you did come, I think I was trying to get you a part of these guys' team. They have 2 more left. We get to do role playing on Thursday. That'll be fun, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
So, we'll find out how well the training's gone so far. Anyways, Frank, did you get your letters out?
I'll be going to the post office later today.
Right on, right on, right on. So good.
Well, I have to admit, I did it my way. The thing with Word and like I said, it's above my pay grade. So I just I drafted my letter, had it in my CRM, and just added them in, got them all signed, sealed, going to the post office today.
Awesome. Yeah, it does, there's no right way or wrong way. The wrong way is not doing anything, sitting around and waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, and I do a lot of direct mail and letters, because I do a lot of probates and divorce and stuff. So I'm of the school of handwriting the envelopes myself.
Well, they say it gets what I use is a type font that looks like it's handwritten with ink.
Right.
So I don't know, but it's awesome. So Frank, were you a part of the probate mastery program?
Yes. Yep. I've graduated from that.
Mikhail, did you pass that?
Yes, I did.
So that's the way Mikhail is that. Frank, how did you come through us? Did you come through Bruce, or how'd you find us?
Well, I've taken a couple different probate certified course, and I ran across when Chad was running it. Chad
Yeah,
Colbert.
Chad Corbett. Yeah.
And I really liked I like his whole approach and everything. So that's how I got into it. And I've also taken the EARN course, earning attorney referrals.
Attorney referrals. Yep.
Now, are you going out and seeking that?
Oh yeah, probably about 80% of my business is probates and trusts.
So probates and trusts, we're doing some trust work right now. They always like them when they don't have to pay a commission, right?
Yeah.
The heirs love it.
Knowing Bruce Hill the way I do, it's like he's got a program and he kind of teaches you guys too to go out and chase listings. I mean, with our unique selling proposition, I mean, it should be a no-brainer for you guys to pull every single probate, with the attorneys being able to go on and look at the website and what it does for them. I would think that the attorneys would love what you do as well. Can't beat the unique selling proposition. Nobody wants to pay money anymore.
I had a question for you, Robert.
Okay.
So
Fire
right
away.
now, I am in the process of expensing out what I need to do the one and done open house because I want to make sure I have everything set up before I actually go prospecting for business. When you're doing houses in an HOA, do you still use the signs? Because I know the signs is the main lead magnet for getting people to the house when you discount the price. So how do you guys do that in an HOA? And what else
Well,
do
it's
you
not the
typically do?
signs. It's the price that the MLS, that's why you post your listing in the MLS on a Thursday. So every MLS has a hot sheet, which means that's when they're syndicating it, when they're throwing it out to, I think Joe says in Fort Myers, there's like 1,900 that they websites that they syndicate to, like Zillow, Realtor.com, and all those things. So that's what's actually driving the stuff into the open house. You just got to make sure when you post it on Thursday that you have that open house listed in your MLS
Okay.
agreement.
And
And then the signs help them come into the home, the actual home.
okay. Do you do the open house the week that you do the Thursday or do it the following week to give it 2 weeks?
So I'm not in Florida. I'm in Seattle. I don't have hurricanes blowing through my area every 5 minutes. I don't have
True.
a declining market that you guys have. So all of that stuff's got to be figured out. I know that one of our most successful agents out there. Do you know Joe Petno by any chance, Mikhail?
Yeah, I haven't met him, but I know of him.
Okay, so he uses a title company out there, and what they're doing is they're running a title report and with a 3 month, 6 month, and 12 month estimate on prices. And he's using that now as a part of his presentation so that he can get the home priced right. The sellers have to understand in Florida, you are not in a seller's market.
Yeah, everything's balanced for buyers. The stuff by the
Everything.
coast is terrible buyer's market.
So, and what's your job as a listing agent? What's the most important job as a listing agent? Get buyers into the home. And you guys are in a little bit different anomaly because you got to take that 3 and 6 month into account. Buyers gonna be chasing the price up, or they're gonna be chasing the price down. And in Florida, we
Yeah.
don't want them to be chasing it down because
You
you
want to
don't know
get them
where
out
the
before
bottom's gonna hit. Exactly. And even when you get down to market value, because you've dropped it so many times, what are they gonna do?
you have to drop it again. They're gonna ignore it.
Well, they're gonna write a lower offer, right? Even if they
Yeah.
say it. So if you can get your sellers to buy on to, and I'm gonna use a Seattle house to explain to you what we're doing. So we talk about buyer bucket pools, right? I think I've
Mm-hmm.
talked to you about that.
Yeah.
And then, when you have 100%, like this home in Seattle that Mona and I put on back on Columbus Day, we had 100% buyers bucket pool. Average price in that area was about $800,000. So we knew that 100% of the people would be interested in buying that home. Now, you get into a 55 and older. What happens to that buyer bucket pool?
10% of the entire buyers.
10%. So we better know what we're doing, right? Or in your case, you're in Fort Myers and insurance is people are leaving there just because of. We have a home in Apollo Beach with a 10-year-old roof that had to be replaced this year in
Yeah.
Tampa. So it's not an owner-friendly state with insurance companies bailing and all these new stupid rules that you guys come out with after every hurricane. So we've got to take. So now I'm going to say what we did in Seattle. So in Seattle, there's a one of our students has a 400 square foot condo in a high rise, $500 HOA fees, no parking place, not really close to the business desirables. His owner that he is listing it for bought the home for 330 and was going to rent it out. All he can get in rent in there is $1,000 a month. So he's losing money on it, right?
Mm.
So he's had this thing listed for 2 months. He started at 360, went down to 330, and now he's at 315. How many buyers you think have looked at that home?
Not very many.
So after talking to him, coaching him, talking to him, coaching him, coaching him, it's like, what do we need to get us 50 to 100 buyers in there? What price? And his closest comp was 275.50. That's what he thought. Frank, you want to take a guess? What would you do?
200.
Ronald, what would you do? Ron must be on the phone again. So anyways, we settled on
Here's what I do. For that one I'd go 295.
295.
I mean 195.
195. 195 wins. It was 194.9 is what he's gonna stick it at. And again, his only job to do, and I think I told you, all you guys at home, that we had where we had 100% buyer bucket pool, went up to $861,000. Neither Mona nor I were really happy with that price. But here's what did happen. We had 103 people come to the open house. We had 11 people get pre-qualified. And the homeowner was getting phone call after phone call. I can't believe how many people are looking at your home. I have never seen traffic like this in my life ever. When we got done with the event, and the highest one was 861, and Mona and I are just looking at each other like, what? But got on the phone with the seller, presented it to the seller, and basically the seller said, you know what? The market has spoken. You guys did your job. You got 100 and something people. I know it for a fact because my neighbors were calling me and said they've never seen anything like that. So this owner of this 400 square foot condo wants out of this thing regardless of what the price is. So right now they started up high and they keep going down, 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 down. And even if he got down to 199 and somebody sees that they've dropped it, 10 times to get there, they're still not going to even offer that 199. So at the 179.9 is what we're going to list it at. We will absolutely get 50 to 100 people into that open house. The beauty of it is seller can accept, negotiate, or deny any offer that comes in, right? But if we get 100 people that are in there and they start making some offers, then with the transparency and everything else, at the end of the event, the market price will be decided. At that point, seller can say, yep, sell it or don't sell it. So inside of your, Mikhail, you've got to be a little smarter than most agents. And if I were you, I would find a title company. I mean, I can turn you on to this title company that Joe's using. And, you can ask them if how to, I heard you guys give these reports. Can I get in on that? And I'm sure if they do your title work, they'd be happy to do that for you, right?
Yeah.
So, because you got to be smarter. You can't take it at today's market value when the things are depreciating as fast as they are.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is he's setting all this stuff out of the gate with the seller. And then it's your job to, we're going to, fight the price going up, or we're going to fight it going down. I'd much rather be on the upside than the downside.
Okay. So it sounds like you're telling me, learn the market, understand where the market's going so you can price it right, and then don't overthink the actual open house. You should stick to your guns once you figure out that price.
Yeah, but you want to overthink the open house. The simple fact is you can't handle 100 people on your own. You can't handle 50 people on your own. And so you can bring other agents in there and have them pay you a 25% referral fee for everything they pick up. You can get them involved on your, I don't know if you're interested in building a team, but there's so many places that can leave, but you want to make sure that you do put some effort into the open house. And simple fact is when we do an open house, we do it for 6 hours. The first 2 hours are only for the neighbors. And why do we want to? I don't tell them how the 0% works. I only let them know that we're doing that for the neighbors. And then the next 4 hours when the public's coming in, we're picking up listing and buyers all day long. And hopefully on this condo or that whatever you're listing, hopefully you're going to double side it by doing it right. Because buyers will make the offers on their own. And if they don't have it, they have to have an agent to represent. If they don't have an agent, guess who double sides it?
We do. I do.
Yeah. And we're moving back into this pre-COVID, we were at a 70-30 for double siding commissions. And then when COVID hit, we went down to like a 10%, 90%. We're moving back up at a pretty rapid pace to that 70%, especially when buyer's agents have to have a negotiated buyer's commission agreement. So for all of you guys that think that everything's going to stay status quo, you realize that this thing isn't over yet. Now there's a whole brand new different case. And instead of it just being the 3 states, now it's going all over the world. So I think it's clear to say that the days of sellers paying buyers commission is going away. And that's exactly why we are so important to the industry right now. Because remember, even our way, the buyer's agents get paid. What are your thoughts on that, Mikhail?
I mean, the transparency is one of the best selling points, even without the fact that we can sell a home in less than 30 days for 0%. Transparency alone puts us ahead.
Very good. Ronald, what do you think?
I think that this may just keep going on. Lawsuits destroys business, and I think they found a way to keep suing. And I don't know where this is going to end, but I agree with you in the fact that eventually we're just going to have to establish a new way of which is that's why I'm here today. I'm glad I am here because I think I'm ahead of the curve on with this program, the Easy Real Estate Platform. But I just think it's going to just a continuous battle, and eventually, like you said, eventually it's going to end where we're going to have to be negotiating commissions with sellers, and who knows how that's going to end up.
Do you see Easy Real Estate Platform being positive in that statement or negative?
Oh, absolutely positive. I used to work with a company that does auctions, which is similar to the Easy Platform. That's why I attracted to it, because to me this make more sense than anything. Even I've been in real estate for a while. I've always thought this particular model made sense. I think it's a good model, and I plan to kick some ass with it.
Frank, how about you? What are your thoughts?
I think the only people who are going to win are the attorneys. At this point, like I said, this new lawsuit is the same as the old one. We've already changed the way we're doing things now. The buyers now have to pay their broker. We've already made the change. So it's just greed, as I see it.
You think states have really changed? Everybody I talk to says they're calling the sellers and see what they're willing to pay. We can put it in the paperwork. What are you willing to pay? Isn't that the way California's doing it?
Yeah. I mean, you can or not, or you just present it. I mean, now, I mean, it's transparent in this state, the way it's done. And just explain to the seller that this is going to be part of your negotiation, more than likely, with a potential.
But again, that's violating the antitrust laws. So the way the Stitzer Burnett case went down, nobody should be having a contract anything with the seller anymore. Buyers pay for their services, sellers pay for their services. That's the letter of the law through the NAR settlement. And here on the West Coast, we're running still like the wild cowboys that we are. So it's going to come down to that at some point, maybe with this new case. I don't know. I was just, when I saw that, I just go like, you knew that was going to happen. It just grows. So anyway, Joy, I don't know how much of that you heard. You got any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean it's been kind of crazy, and it's hard to know how to behave as a realtor, because you always get calls from buyers saying, or buyers agents saying, what are you offering? And my response is that it should be part of the offer. But again, I guess that can be tricky too.
So I'm gonna leave this thing with Trevor's thought. I've said this a couple times, but I want to come back to Trevor Ainsworth, who's one of our members, his wife's an attorney. He paid, the $1,500 to go through the NAR, how to write up a contract with the New Deal out of Vermont. And at the end of that session, he went up and talked to the lead attorney that was talking. He goes, "Hey, I want to talk to you about this platform that I have." And by the way, this is posted in our website as well. He goes, "I want to talk to you about this platform that I use." He goes, "Every home that I put on, I put it on this third-party website, and they make it 100% transparent." The attorney goes, "That's kind of cool. That's the NAR has been calling for transparency for like 10 years." And he goes, "Well, there's two more factors I want to talk to you about. The second thing is that we use a thing called buyer's premium, which means the buyers are paying the commission for both realtors." And the attorney said, "Well, that's actually kind of brilliant. That's the way the banks used to do it in the old days for foreclosures." And yeah, he goes, "I can see that." And he goes, "Well, just one more thing that I wanted to bring up." And he goes, "The buyer can take that amount and add it into the price of the home and not come out of a dime out of pocket." And the attorney for the Northeast section said, if we had that in place, we would have never gotten sued. So the industry right now is ever changing. And I am telling you guys that we are the only ones with the answer. We are doing a big ad campaign because the biggest loser in all this stuff is our broker owners, especially those that have brick and mortar and expenses. Just think of most real estate offices are probably 90% buyer's agents, 10% listing agents, right? So they're the ones that are going to be hurting. But in the meantime, you guys are not violating anything by using our platform because the sellers aren't paying the commission. That makes sense? Anybody else have any questions? Anything they want to discuss? Remember, Mondays are for you guys to ask questions that you want. Starting the Thursday after Valentine's Day, we are going to be doing Topic Thursdays, in which I'll be doing an hour topic on stuff that'll actually come in. So does anybody have any questions about anything relating to Easy Real Estate Platform?
Yeah, Robert. We spoke a little while ago about setting up another group to do the training that you mentioned. Whenever you want, I'm available after 4 every weekday. I'm more than happy to do it if you can get some more people to join.
There'll be another class coming up, not next week, but the following week. So I'll get them up there, and I like to get at least 5 people, and I think we're at 4 right now, so you might be the 5th. So we'll get that started, not next week, but the following week, okay, Mikkel? I'll put you in the list. Good job. Appreciate you. Anybody else have anything you want to discuss?
Just, I know that there's been some pushback in my area on how to market it and, not saying things like 0% commission, but like up to 0% commission. And I don't know if that's been a,
Where are you located?
so I'm in the Nashville area market, but I'm also just got licensed in Texas. So I'm going to be moving to that area too. So,
Yeah, it's the marketing, we always say as low as, and we do not call it an auction, and we don't say free.
right.
Those are the two buzzwords that again, the NAR and the MLS, they've gotten a lot less restrictive on it, especially up in Washington, than they were before the NAR lawsuit. Because we're just a third-party marketing site, you guys. Even though we're a real estate brokerage, but we're a real estate broker so that we can advertise to the nation. So, and Joe, if you run across trouble with that, with who's giving you the trouble? Is it other agents?
Yes, other agents and just, I don't know that I've had anything as far as legal trouble from like NAR or anything like that, but
Yeah, you understand why agents complain about it the most, right?
sure, sure.
And that's what that actually, I always love it when I see agents doing it and not NAR. And I tell my, brother for 10 years, I've been telling, hey, you guys can use this thing too. Come on, let's have some fun together. Say it. My wife wants to say something to you, Joy, and all of you.
So, it's interesting. Before this lawsuit, I used to have pushback from all the realtors because it was new. After this lawsuit, it's been remarkable because the way I put it out there is it's strictly to be completely transparent. And this seller, after the lawsuit, this seller wants everything completely transparent. And I end it there, and they don't say one other word. They embrace it because that is the truth. And that's what it's all about. So again, it was awful pushback before it. And now we had 103 people at that last open house, and there were tons of buyers without their realtors. And I was talking to all of them. All the buyers were very excited when they heard that they can go on and see what everybody else is offering. That's all they cared about. They wanted to know it was fair, upstanding, and everything was right there. And then they started calling their brokers to come. And they actually got there before the open house was over. And I only did 3 hours that day for the public. And I was completely, I could have picked up 20 buyers. It was awful because I was inundated and I was by myself, which is the #1 no-no. And it was sickening because I honestly, it was such an energy and it was so incredible, but I knew the business I lost out on. But when their realtors started coming back, not one of them, oh, okay, just all they want to know was how it worked. And I had a beautiful pamphlet on how it worked. And I handed it to them and I gave them, and with Easy, we are completely hands-on. So any realtor that calls as a buyer's agent, we answer the phone and we tell them exactly how to do it if they don't feel like reading. But it was wonderfully positive as opposed to negative. And I just wanted to throw that in there because we had just done one. So anyway, I hope that helped a little bit as far as understanding, but
Yeah.
thank you.
And I'll say one last thing in regards to that as well is, if we always keep in mind what's in it, with them, what's in it for me. But when we're having a conversation with a buyer's agent, we're having a conversation with a buyer, a seller, the most important thing is why should they do that? What's the benefit of them using the site? And for buyers agents to know that they can come in and actually get paid full commission, regardless of what their buyer broker agreement has. We all remember my $900 teacher, right? That was my first negotiated buyer broker agreement, but she was a good family friend, so we went ahead and accepted it. Seller was offering 2.5. Well, by the end of the day, I got my $900 and she got the rest of that 2.5% commission that went straight to her, the buyer. So when we have an addendum to ensure that the buyer's agents they can go back and renegotiate, if their buyer didn't have to come up with a dime out of their pocket, would they be willing to pay more? And of course, in our case, our buyer had said yes. And I think the buyers across the board would have said yes. Since August 17th, I've got a ton of friends that play pickleball. A lot of the kids are coming up and getting ready to buy a home. When I asked them how much they would pay their agent, I got the same answers I got from everybody. Well, why would I do that? And it's like, well, so your agent represents you, and and the kids come back and say, well, I'm telling that agent what homes I want to even look at. So why don't I just find homes I want to look at, and I'll go and I'll work something out with the listing agent so I can get a better deal instead of paying you guys the commission. And yeah, it's a naive stance, but it's a real stance. When all of a sudden money has to start coming out of their pocket, you get real answers. And I hear people say that they're negotiating 3% with the buyers, and there's no way unless they're working out something with the seller to do it, which again, they're not protected in this NAR lawsuit. When I was talking to these agents, for all of you who don't know Newport Beach, California, it's probably the most wealthy area in the United States. In fact, I think they're the third largest economy in the world. They make money. The average salary there is close to $200,000. the kids are bright, articulate, and have great jobs. And those are the kids that I was talking to. So, for you guys that are getting 3%, again, I want to see a buyer pay somebody 3%. I'd probably be able to believe it then, but we're just moving into a whole new world. This new lawsuit, it's going to be addition to the Stitzer Burnett case. This Gibson one's a brand new thing, and it's not just 3 states; it's the whole United States. And again, you heard why the sellers were, and even though I sit here and I listen, that makes me sick. That guy didn't have to sell his house. Why did he say no? I'm not paying that. Why do you say it when you're signing the paperwork? No, I'm not going to pay it. But that's what these attorneys do, and that's where we're at. But the good news for all of us that are involved in this platform here is let your heart be free, because just as that attorney up in the Northwest said, if we had this in place, we would have never been sued. So I will leave it there. Is there any other questions I can answer? Hopefully you enjoyed Mona. Mona's a top real estate agent, and I was supposed to be with her at that open house. She flew from Cleveland back to Seattle to do the listing. I was supposed to go with her, and I ended up with pneumonia, so I couldn't go. So otherwise, we would have been more prepared. But the cool thing is that she handled it, as all you guys would too. But we did lose a little bit of business. So let's see. I saw a chat in here. What is it?
Hey, Robert. I'm going to try this letter thing today. If I have any problems, can I give you a call?
Yeah, just so you know, I've got a meeting at 2:30 and I got a meeting at 3:30. But I'll get back with you either in between or after, Ronald.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The number is the open house, 3 realtors. If you're going to get 100 people at that open house, I tried to bring in 5 other people. So if it's Mona and I'll bring in 4 other agents and spread them all throughout the house and have one of them out there with the lenders pre-qualifying them. The question was, you guys, an ideal number for the open house, 3 realtors, excluding you, and 1 to 2 mortgage brokers. So yeah, the one mortgage broker can handle everything. I always have 2 out there because the boss comes out there with and brings somebody so I can get them trained for me. So good question, Mikkel. Would love to be added to the okay, Joy. So you want to be in the new class too coming up?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, I'll get you in. So we got our people. I'll be sending you guys out links. Is there a day that works good for you, Joy?
I'm pretty open. I have meetings in the morning, but I'm pretty open after that.
And you're central.
Correct.
All right, so we've got to do it after, you said after 4 Eastern, right, Mikkel? After 4
That's right.
Eastern? All right, so we're going to try to set it up for, can you be there on it at 4 Eastern?
I get off at 4:30 would be best.
All right. Joy, does that work for you to be at 3:30?
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'm going to set on, you guys are on this thing. I am going to sit on that call. And just so everybody knows, the Monday calls are to come in and ask questions. Topic Thursdays. Maybe I'll switch around topic Tuesdays. That sounds better. And make Thursday the, but anyways, the Mondays are the training. You come in and ask the questions. If nobody does, I'll usually find something like we did with the new case that's out. Thursdays is going to be a topic Thursday where, and this is after the Valentine's Day, the Thursday after, we will be running hour-long topics. And it could be a host, it could be Facebook marketing, it could be mail merge, it could be YouTube channel, it could be whatever we want. I got a ton of could be filling out the addendum.
And a deep
So
dives.
That's a
we'll
good
be
one. The addendum.
what's the addendum? Well, you're
That's,
gonna be sick of the addendum by the time you get done with training. So we'll do it though. So all right, everybody, I appreciate you being on board. And Joy, do you have my cell number?
No, I do not.
Let me put it in everybody else does. Feel free. I'm still, if I don't answer the phone, I will get right back to you. I think everybody's called me off of this. And I'll even put my name down. There it is in the chat. Feel free to copy it down. And if you have any calls, something arises, you need me to call and yell at somebody, I'm always in a fighting mood when people are telling us our system's garbage. So I haven't had one of those in a while. And just so everybody knows, we have national representation now. So we're gonna get these agents on board with what we do. When I always look at it, what represents the consumers better? Highest and best, does that represent our sellers and buyers well? No. Okay, so 100% transparency represents well. If buyers don't want to pay the commission, do they have to? No, go find a house. Go find a different house. Everything that we do is upfront disclosed, and we have no hidden agenda. And that's why our site represents the public better than anybody else out there. And when I talk to NAR, and it hasn't happened in a while because they always think we're an auction, and we're not, because the seller has the right to negotiate, accept, or deny any offer made. That's what separates us from the auctions. And in the old days, I used to have a problem with that, but not anymore. Not since this August 17th has happened. Everybody gets paid in our platform by doing their job. All right. So, all right. I'll leave you with that. Appreciate everybody. And Mikhail and Joy, I will be sending you out links by Friday with again, classes aren't going to start next week. They'll be starting the following week. But I'll get you included because that's so it'll be 6 of us now in this new class.
All right. Thank you so much, Robert.
All right, you guys. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Robert. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.